Yo, Fantasy Facts Machine, Kev Lou, George the True Factory Fuchs, icy as ever. Heading into week 3, just going over the waiver wires. I'm trying to decide, are there any more sleepers left in Sleepy Town of fantasy football? Let's go over a few players and let me know what you think. If these guys are still worth, keeping as a sleeper. They're kind of improving. Let's start off with Sky Moore, who is, has the opportunity to be the guy in Kansas City, but he hasn't seemed to grasp that yet.
Yeah, I mean, if he's still available on waiver wire, he's probably the best value available, right? Like, we're still not quite sure what his role is. It's Kelsey's going to be their number one option. Nobody's going to argue that. But, Kadarius Toney has
issues.
Let's go with issues. Issues is a very, very mild way of putting it. Their wide receiver core is just, depleted is not even strong enough. They just don't have guys that are really playmakers. And Sky Moore, he lines up in a lot of different places. If he's on your waiver wire, like, he's definitely worth some of your fab. So
yeah, I think it's a good sign that he picked up from 4 targets to 7 targets. Yep. He got a touchdown. I think with Mahomes is just trying to figure out who he can trust.
Yep.
And maybe Sky Moore becomes that guy. Maybe he doesn't, but he could be a sleeper. How about Tutu Atwell, who may, at this point, whether it's his name or his performance, he may not be a sleeper. Everyone may know about him, but he could be out there on the waiver wires.
He's been breaking out for years at this point, but he's there. And again, we're not sure when Kupp is coming back. We know we have the Puka factor as well, but maybe that's when you buy low on Atwell. Nobody's talking about him. He's going to line up all over the place. He's a big play kind of guy. I mean, he's so explosive that if you get him in space, he might be able to do something for you. I'm not going to spend a ton of money on him by any means. It really depends on what you're looking for, but he's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a bunch of wide receivers that are not, big names that aren't performing, I think he's worth a shot.
Sure.
How about Rasheed Shaheed on the New Orleans Saints, who's not just catching passes, but he's returning kicks?
So that's not going to produce all that much fantasy stuff, but I will say the thing that we like most about him is that when Carr really needs to make a big play, that's Shaheed's the guy he's kind of looking at. Like, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous to Chris Olave, who's already one of the top.
That was very disrespectful.
Olave is incredible. Thomas has been good, but he will literally just send Shaheed on a fly route and be like, go get it. Yeah. And that's fun. I don't know how much targets. I really don't know how much volume he's going to put in to really be valuable enough. But he's a big play guy.
Thomas made a hell of a catch the other day, by the way.
Thomas is healthy for the first time in, 2 straight games for the first time in 3 years.
So for those guys in one of my leagues, I think he got taken in the 4th round of one of my leagues. I couldn't stop laughing, but that may pay off.
Sure.
How about Jaden Reed on the Packers? This is a guy that I picked up in week 1 because I thought he was going to, he had a chance to be a sleeper. Didn't do anything, dropped him, scored 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, but a lot of that has to do with, Dubs is slower right now with his injuries. Watson has not played yet. I'm not as high on Reed, and that's not really saying much. That's just a personal kind of thing. But their offense is still trying to figure out who their go-to guy is. I think it will be Watson when he comes back.
Yeah. They're a fun team to watch right now, though. I had no expectations for them.
Yeah, they're funky.
Okay, what about Marvin Mims Jr., another guy that I drafted thinking he was going to be amazing. He got like super small snap percentage in the first week, so I dropped him, and then he just got
went off for 100 plus. Yep.
So,
well, the good thing for that is Russell is starting to look like an NFL quarterback again, which is big.
Just debatable.
But they're fighting. 0-2. They're going to be desperate. They're probably going to be airing out a little bit. Again, though, Mims at best their third option. He's a fun dynasty kind of guy. But all of these guys, again, have limitations just in the terms of the volume that they're going to be getting right now. That being said, his explosiveness is great. He was fantastic at Oklahoma. We were really high into him going into the year. I'm not going to be just low on him all of a sudden after a slow week 1. So.
It's just I feel like for some of these teams that have a bunch of borderline wide receiver 2 guys, it's just hard to figure out when can you ever start them.
Sure,
you know what I mean. And I think that's why Tutu Atwell is a little bit. Distinguishes himself from the rest of these guys because you can start Tutu and he's probably going to get 70 yards receiving at this point. And maybe a touchdown, maybe 100 yards.
He might be the sneaky value out of all these guys. I will say the other guy that we haven't mentioned yet, but Tank Dell on Houston, another rookie that we were, a little excited about, did very little week 1 and then, went off. Nico Collins is that guy. Nico Collins might sneakily be on somebody's waivers right now, but more likely than not, it's going to be Tank Dell. And Houston is
Yeah, well, C.J. Stroud, I mean, he looks
He
good.
had 300
He
yards
can
last
throw the
week.
ball,
I mean, so
yeah. It's huge to have a quarterback that can throw the ball.
yes.
Big difference maker. What about Tony Jones Jr., who is now the New Orleans Saints' highest scoring fantasy performer,
The
which is a
vulture.
big surprise because he was not even on the radar.
No, he Mike Tolberted a couple touchdowns
did.
after Jamal Williams got hurt for sure.
He did. 12 carries, though. Not bad. I mean, Jamal Williams got hurt, but Jamal Williams might be hurt next game.
Yeah, but there's that Alvin Kamara dude that's coming back. I believe after next game. Tony Jones is a 1 week kind of play for me. He's not,
Yeah. So on this list, you're feeling Sky Moore
and Tutu for sure.
And Tutu.
Yeah, and sneakily Tank Dell too.
And Tank Dell. There you go. Tank Dell. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does next week. There you go. Those are our sleepers. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll be back soon with some more expert fantasy football advice.
Set up my squad, wake up and pray. Turn on the tube, don't believe what they say. Get out my way, I got sleepers to play. Shooting my shot and I seen who you waved. You waving the flag, I'm just chasing the bag. All my team special, we taking it back. Doing our dance while you blaming the draft. I'm a machine, just stating the facts. I'm a machine, just stating the facts. I'm a machine, just stating the facts. I'm a machine, just stating the facts.